Right, so on the drive here, we've sort of come up with some, and all to do with how to use the clutch, and getting your gear changes slower and smoother, so we don't necessarily rush them.
Yeah.
And is it too early to do any reversing?
I don't know.
Is there any reason you've got for wanting to do reversing? In what is just your second lesson?
Not really. It's just I'd rather get moving off and gear changes sorted before I even attempt that.
Right. Okay. I can think of a reason why you might like to do some reversing reasonably early.
Just want to try it, really. It's just
right,
curiosity.
okay. Well, I have a goal for you and I that we're not necessarily going to achieve today, but the sooner you are doing all the driving, the better.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean to say you're going to be driving from where you live straight away, but once you are, because on the way to you I met a tractor with a whacking great, the shit spreader on the back of it, great tank, and I had to fortunately I met it on a wide bit of road, but if you met something like that down one of those lanes, you could be sure as anything the tractor driver at all. So what I was thinking is that we could do the same drive as we did last week to Cranbrook.
Yeah.
We could go down to the railway station.
Yeah.
And we could just have a go at reversing in a straight line.
Yeah.
Don't have to do any steering round at all. Just to get a feel for it, because it'll introduce in a very similar way the clutch control that you want going forwards as well.
Yeah.
So I'm quite happy to do a little bit. Don't need to do much.
I've done a bit in a field, but that's as far as I've got.
Be careful what you tell me.
A tiny bit.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how we go. It's something we could just spend a few minutes on if we get time to, if you want to.
Yeah, that'd be good.
But yeah. Anyway, moving off.
Yeah.
Why don't we just have a little practice at moving and do something similar to what you've just done at Patterson's Cross from this seat, you just using the clutch just to try and control the speed before we even get anywhere near the road up there.
Okay.
Right. So now in all of this, what input do you want from me?
I do want to just try and do it on my own, but may need some help.
Okay, so you're going to try it on
just in case.
Okay, so you try it on your own.
Yeah.
How it goes. If the first attempt at moving off isn't brilliant, let's see if you can analyse why it didn't work.
Okay.
Or if it is really good, same thing. What did you do to make it as good? Okay. Now we're just going to try and use the clutch just to move the car really slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just isn't that typical? Just hold the clutch there. Hold the clutch there. There we go. Look at that.
Oh.
So you wanted to stop there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only a tiny bit.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. What happened when you stopped to the engine?
Turned off.
Do you know why?
Is it because I didn't have the clutch all the way down?
So maybe next time we stop, if you do have the clutch all the way down, will the engine stay on? one way to find out. What was the move off like though?
It's alright.
Yeah, and it's uphill as well. We moved uphill. That was nice. Hey, the engine stayed on. Lovely. Well done.
Thank you.
Right, we're running out of room here now, so what we will do next is just go up to the road. It's harder at this time of year to see to the right because there's leaves on the trees. In winter, the view is quite good. It's not brilliant, but it's certainly better than now. So the speed you've been going at so far, do you think that will help you decide whether you can go or whether you've got to stop?
I think, same speed.
Yeah.
And then have a little look.
Then we'll make a decision.
Yeah.
So we won't automatically say we're going to stop.
Okay.
Okay. We'll go at the same speed you've just done there.
Yeah.
And it should give us time to work out whether we have to stop or not.
Okay. There's something coming now. Right. Oh.
Doing well, aren't we? I can't believe it. Once we get one reversing towards you and then somebody turning in here. Nobody ever turns in here from there. Let's just leave that clutch where it is. A little bit of time to look. Can we go? Yeah. There we are. And then because of the speed limit on this road, we don't want to be hanging around too long. How was that?
Not good. Too quick.
Okay, so just take your time on the next one. Okay. Come off the gas. I still think you can slow on that. No. Just, right. Come off the gas, do nothing else. Put the clutch down. Nice and slowly. Look at that. Doesn't have to be quick. It has to be quick if you're going up a steep, and because what's going to happen to the speed when you put the clutch down to change gear going uphill?
You're going to need more power anyway. If it's up a hill.
Well, I'll come back to that in a minute.
Well, I'm not too sure.
Right, we'll because we've got a left turn to do in a minute. Not here though. It's the one just after this. So that's it. Just ease yourself off. Come off the brake now, because we're in quite a high gear at the moment. But lovely speed round there. So going uphill, putting the clutch down, what's that likely to do to your speed?
I don't know.
Well, we might try it with it. So looking ahead, circular sign is the most important one. That's it. Now, without looking at the gear stick, are you aware of which gear you're in?
Ideally, you don't want to be in that gear.
Okay, to get up the other side. So maybe we'll choose our moment to change the gear when there's a relatively straight bit of road. Like here? What gear are you going to go to?
Third, maybe second.
Okay, let's try one and remember what you're doing with the clutch. How does that feel? Yeah, it's nice. No rush to that at all, really nice. Oh dear. I promise you I haven't paid all these people to do these things to you today.
It's even worse when they don't pull out at the right speed.
Yeah, that's why when you came out onto the road, I was just let's get up to speed quite quickly. It didn't really matter because there was no one behind you, but if you are going to do that, you definitely want to be getting up to speed as quickly as possible. Now you are up to a higher speed. What could you... There's no lovely. So far, so good?
Yeah, that was okay.
Yeah, really nice.
Oh, that.
Oh dear, what a nasty man. He's giving you another hill start.
Wait, is this a hill?
You take the handbrake off and see what happens.
I don't know if it's brilliant.
Can thank me later.
Yeah,
And then also, just a little way further on, we've got the junction where we're going to turn right and turn left.
Yeah.
Now, we didn't really talk a great deal last week, if at all, about, I don't think anyway, about the routine for turning left and right. So let's say you're going to take the next, doesn't matter if it's left or right, what things do you think you ought to be doing? Let's say you're travelling along this road and you are going to take the next road on the right, which is what we're going to do. So what sort of things do you think you ought to be doing?
We've got to slow to approach the junction.
Okay, so slowing down is one thing.
And then look both ways for traffic.
What about, you're absolutely right about that. What about before we've got there? What other things apart from slowing down might you need to do?
Signal.
Okay.
To make any other traffic aware.
Okay.
Also check mirrors before braking. If someone's right behind you, it's not going to end too well.
Okay.
Change gear down, especially since this is a 60.
Right.
I'm not going to want to be approaching at 60.
Right, I like all of that you put in there. What order do you think you would be good with? So you first of all said slow down, indicate, check mirror, change gear. And then you talk, sorry to interrupt you, said quite nicely about let's have a look at the junction. Let's leave the look at the junction out. Let's look for the moment. Let's look at those other four things.
Mirrors before slowing, change gear to slow.
So mirrors before slowing. So are we going to use the gears to slow down?
Yes.
Why do you say that? Is there a reason why you're saying?
Actually, I don't know. If the road is naturally going downhill, then a bit of brake. Maybe not the gears actually, because I can just put the clutch in. I
will use the brakes to slow the car down. The reason I ask is that years ago, certainly when I was learning to drive, you were using the gears to help to slow you down. And it is quite possible, I need to choose my words, this is interesting. Well, I think this is a fast response practice. I think all of these are on a practice. So I'm thinking that at some point this lot are going to go zooming off at some ridiculous speed, practicing a fast response to something. So I think they're all, there's two unmarked police cars there, I think, and marked ones.
And they're all stopping.
You very often see them on the dual carriageway racing along, and they practice driving really much closer together than is safe to do, because they are very well trained. I think probably the last car wasn't one of theirs, they just pulled in to let that one go. I think at some point down here they are, first one's really going for it. No, not, it's turning. I don't quite know what I'm not quite sure what they're doing at the moment, but there's obviously some sort of practice going on there with the way they're positioned across the road.
Yeah, that's really weird. Oh yeah, they've got lights on.
Oh yes, so now they're gonna.
No,
now they know that's straight. They may well go off like the clappers down there. But it's certainly a training exercise that they're doing. Anyway, well, right. So yes, and I have to choose my words carefully because Mum might use gears to slow down. There's nothing wrong with it,
but it's better to
use brakes. Yeah, it's better to use the brakes to do that. So we're what's the first thing we're doing? Checking the mirrors. Okay.
And then brakes, so clutch will go down.
Brakes, and then the clutch is going to go down for what reason?
So I don't stall. like I did earlier.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons you put the clutch down. Certainly we want that. Is there another reason why
Doesn't that slow it as well? And then it also allows me to be ready to change into a lower gear.
Right, so the clutch is going down, partly because we're slowing down, we don't want to stall, and secondly because we need to do that, change gear. Okay.
And then while I'm approaching, I'm going to signal to turn right or left, whichever one.
Yeah. At which point in all of this are you going to put the signal on? You've mentioned mirrors, brake, gear change if necessary, and to whatever gear is appropriate. So where in amongst that lot does the indicator come, do you think, would be the best time to do it?
Is it just when I'm like really lowering my speed? I'm on the bike, this is probably quite different, but I'll give it about, I don't know, from about here to maybe that little ivy bush thing. But I think that's
okay. Well, I think that a lot depends on the speed. Let's imagine a different. It's a T-junction and it's downhill. There is absolutely no way we're going to approach that without slowing down at all. Alright, so let's imagine we're going along here and we're going to take a turn off the road, if there was one. Like the next one will be after the right turn, it's just a turn off. Do you want people to know you're going to be turning before you start slowing down or after?
Before.
Yeah.
Okay, so as I'm braking, signal goes on.
So the first thing is your mirrors.
Mirrors.
Then signal.
Then slow.
Yeah. Because how are you going to slow the car down?
With the brakes.
How is anybody going to know you're braking?
With the signal. And brake lights.
Yes, the brake lights. Now if you're driving along a road and there's roads off to the left or the right, and all you see is the car in front, and you can see through the car, unlike the vans that you talked about, and you can see the road ahead is completely empty, and the car in front, the first thing you see is the brake lights. What's your reaction going to be?
Brake as well.
Well, yeah, but why are they braking? What are you braking for? And then they put the indicator on. Oh, that's why you're braking. But if they put the indicator on first,
then you brake, you're prepared.
Yeah. And you will get drivers like that. Every now and then you'll have somebody uncomfortably close behind you and you know you want to turn. And the sooner you put the signal on, almost always, almost without doubt, not without question, the driver behind backs off a bit. Why? Because they know you're going to slow down, because that's what they do. So try and get that routine in for the left and the right turns. So if we're turning right, which is the first one down there, which mirrors are you going to use to turn right?
This one to see what's behind me.
Okay.
And this one, I don't think I need that. Do I?
Well, what's your reason for checking that when you're turning right?
Because it's like what's next to me.
And could you affect them or they affect you as you're about to turn right if there's something there?
Yeah, if they shoot up along path.
How important is this mirror when you're turning right?
Not that important.
Are we likely to swing out this way before we turn right?
Hopefully not.
It's unlikely. Get a big lorry going down a narrow road and it probably will have to swing out to give itself more room to do that. Yeah, but that's
small enough vehicle. Then that mirror. No, it's still this. Is it still this one? It's that one definitely.
Yeah.
Check what's behind me.
Yeah. And you're going left.
that one, see if anything's up the inside of me.
What's the most likely road user that could come up on your inside?
Cyclists.
Yeah.
Or runners or anything like that.
Well,
not that they'd be on like a big road,
unless Usain Bolt has come out of retirement, is on a practice run, or Jasmine's doing one of her runs, then we're probably going to be able to avoid them.
Mainly cyclists.
But we might be slowing down so much that there is
or potentially a bus lane.
Yeah, it's a good one. Yes. Yeah.
That's all I can think.
Absolutely. My nephew, is it my nephew? No. My niece's eldest son was knocked off his bike in London a couple of weeks ago. He's shaken rather than stirred, as James Bond would say. He's not hurt at all.
That's
but
good.
exactly that happened. A post office van turned across a bus lane and just caught him and just knocked him off. Yeah. So we're going to add in now the routine for turning right and left as well. How much of that? So it's another thing to think about. What do you want me to do?
I might need some help on clutch control, I think.
Right. Okay.
But braking should be fine.
So the routine of the mirrors, the signal, and the braking, you think you can get that? And if I need to prompt you,
then
yeah. So because we want to try and get that routine ingrained as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So here we are, back to the hill start first of all.
Brilliant.
Lucky you. Well, how was that going? Did you feel that you got the biting point?
Far enough.
Oh, that's it, because we started going that way. Didn't roll back at all.
I think I let my... I don't know, I did something wrong.
Well, let's just find the biting point. Now hold the clutch there, don't move it. Don't move the clutch. Don't move the clutch. So does that look safe to go?
Yes.
How much gas do you want? And what are you going to do with the clutch now? How was that?
That was better.
Yeah. What happened there is he just brought the clutch up before the handbrake was really off. So we're 200 yards from the junction.
Yeah.
At what point do you think it would be a good idea to start this routine for turning?
About 100 yards away. I think there's normally a sign.
About here?
Yeah.
No, there isn't. So what's coming first? Mirrors. Slowing the car down, that's right. And what gear are you going to use? Are you happy with the one you're in? Or do you want another one? Do we have to stop?
No.
We don't have to. Is it safe to go? Yeah, bit of gas, bit of gas. That's it, and gently with the clutch. Not quite sure what they're doing. Mirrors first.
I have no idea what that car is doing.
No, neither do I. But while he was shuffling backwards and forwards across the road, I thought let's get out of the way before they do turn up. So how much far ahead can you see? Does it look safe to go round?
Yeah.
Can we give them a wide berth? Yeah. That's it. Well done.
I'm not sure what the speed limit is.
Oh, right, okay. So,
I think it's still 60, but I really
well, what do you, if you were in charge of speed limits, what do you think a sensible speed limit would be along here?
about 40.
Okay, we're doing just over 30. Yeah. I'd agree with you. How much ahead can you see? There's a crossroads here. How's the engine sounding? Nice steady gear change, that's it. You're quite right, it is 60 along here.
Yeah, but I don't think it should be 60.
On that, I agree with you that that's what the limit is.
It doesn't always mean you have to go
Absolutely right. there's lots of times even in the 20s when it's not appropriate. Now the next junction we're coming to is everyone's favourite. Now we've got a car stopped there. There's a learner with hazards on, not quite sure what that's all about. Just squeeze the brake. I think they stopped, but they're just trying to... Now we're going to go right at the end, so mirrors first. That's it. Actually, I have to... No, this one might say give way, but we're going to stop. Definitely going to stop. Get there. Just come off the brake a little bit. Let the slow it. What gear do you want next? Give yourself a bit of help with the brake. With the handbrake.
Right.
With the handbrake. Give yourself a little bit of help. So here's your clutch control again.
That van's coming, but I think I've got time.
Okay.
Do I? No, there's a thing.
So this is...
I'm gonna wait for that one.
And I wouldn't even bother getting to the biting point yet because it's going to be hard work holding it there. So when the last of those vehicles is getting... Oh, there's another one coming as well now. But when the last one is getting near to us, just find the biting point. Oh, there's another one. You see, in time, you will feel confident about going out with that gap. But not... Well, we're in no rush at the moment.
I've got a lovely Mercedes.
And you've got something. Well, we don't worry about that. It is hard for anybody to get out of here at the moment, me included, because of the traffic. And this is just where that. Yeah.
We're going to have a lovely wait.
Yeah, we are. There's nothing you can do about it.
I feel like I need to apologise.
No, you don't. So you just find the biting point and just hold the clutch there. Don't move it up. Just take the handbrake off. And we know it's clear to the right, so we look to the left. Does that look okay? There we are. Lovely. Great move out of there. I think there was one opportunity to go earlier, which you will take in about 10 hours time. Something like that, when you're more confident about doing it. What gear are you going to go to now? Put in the fourth. Put in the fourth. In the fourth, yeah.
Oh, that makes that go.
How does that feel?
Good.
Yeah. We didn't really need third gear. Now look at the circular sign with the red border. Yeah, it's a lovely move out of that junction. Really nice. Left indicator on at the moment. Now, speed limit here is going to... So what might the driver behind? Hopefully not at the moment. If you pick the speed up, as you have done, you're virtually the speed limit now anyway. The driver behind appears quite happy about that. It's the one behind them that I'm more worried about. But I might look to overtake. Hopefully they're not stupid enough to try it now. Roundabout coming up. When we get there, we're going to follow the road straight ahead. And what do you think the ideal gear would be in the junction? Just don't worry. What gear are you going to go to for the junction? Yeah. Just squeeze the brake. Keep this. That's it. Nice and gently up with the clutch. Just use the brake as well. Now, I'll be able to go. Anything from the right stopping us?
Nope.
Lovely speed. Down here. That's it. On the curve. Well done. Very nice. Just be a little bit, don't put too much left and right on it. I hardly move the steering wheel at all there. That's nice.
Is there another junction?
There is indeed, yes. Another roundabout. We're going to come to in a minute. This next one we're going to turn right, which will be the second exit. So just because it's a roundabout doesn't mean to say our routine is any different for turning right. So where you're going to start that. Leave the clutch up. Can we go? Oh, good. The fun fair's not Christian's office. She lives just down there. But she's absolutely thrilled they've turned up.
You always get like all the little chavvy kids coming out and going
Oh,
to...
you snob. End of the road, we're going to turn left.
Okay.
So your routine is which mirrors?
That one,
That's it.
that one.
So 70 over the middle. That's it. Where's the white van going? What gear do you want now?
Where's the Land Rover coming?
Could we get a bit nearer the white line? A little bit of clutch control? That's it, 'cause it might give you a better view to the right as well. Marginally. Well done. Don't worry about that signal with self-cancel. Come down here at the right time, the school's chucking out. Done. I would be very tempted another time when that happens to use the horn. In fact, I wouldn't be tempted, I'd damn well use it.
The thing is, I've got such bad, like I get really angry while I'm riding my motorbike.
Oh right, okay. Thank you for the warning. Well, take your anger out on them by sounding the horn.
Yeah,
I know that. I suppose that's much harder to can't do that on a bike.
Well, I can.
You can, but
It's a very pathetic.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It probably is more.
It doesn't get the right effect across.
Yeah, we did that lesson this morning. Somebody just cut right across into our lane on the Sandygate roundabout of the M5. Everything has to come through here, so it's why it's so busy. Now we are going to take the road on the right coming up where that vehicle is rather awkwardly, and there's another taxi that's turning as well, so nice. So just make sure the clutch is up as you turn in. Come off the brake. What gear? I'd say well done. Let's bring the car to a stop. What gear do you want next? That's it. Just sit it back on. Clutch right down, is it? Good. Nice and steady. Just take your time. Lovely. Well done. to this bit over the white line here and just bring anywhere along, just bring the car to stop along the road. So just try. So, how have we done so far?
Alright, I think.
What, anything you're particularly pleased with?
Not shouting at that person that pulled out in front. Other than that, gear changes are sounding a lot nicer and feeling less like backwards and forwards.
Good, good. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I think pulling off is a bit better as well.
Yeah, well, you take that turning before the crematorium. You know, the horrible one.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how you want to do it. It was, I think there was a half chance to go.
Yeah.
Sometime before, but you know, that will come.
Yeah.
With more confidence.
Give myself some time.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Instead of rushing it to try and not annoy the person behind.
And how much easier was it once you could see nothing coming?
Yeah, it was
I haven't got to worry about getting out quickly because you're coming towards me. I can come out. And even if you'd stop